How to say this like an influencer on a social media platform that is lying. I think I've got it. Hey guys, so a lot of you have been asking me, and the amount of emails and messages I get have just become overwhelming. So today I'm going to be doing what's in my camera bag, because all you guys keep seeming to ask me what's my setup, what I use, and yeah, that's the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard from any single influencer on any platform. No one's asked me what's in my camera bag, but because I'm doing the 30-day challenge, you guys are about to find out. So let's dive into what I keep in this big bag of beautifulness. Good one, eh? Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, well, I need to actually pack the bag now that I've done that bit. Yeah. One of the most neat things one of the most neat things about this backpack, the Pro Tactic 450 AW by GoPro, is how much crap you can fit inside it. And I'm talking, it works. It's one of the best camera bags I've come across. Still in search of the perfect camera bag for snowboarding in particular. It just seems to, there isn't a bag at the moment that I know of that is able to hold and still be versatile to ride with. If I usually take this out riding, it needs to get put down. I don't feel comfortable riding it with, while it's on me. It's huge, but in saying that, it does do quite well for what it is. But yeah, we'll open her up, and as you can see from that angle, it has plenty of room. Plenty of slots to hold all your stuff, all these compartments. So we'll just start off, the classic Joby tripod. Actually don't really use this as much anymore. It was great when I had that phase of my life where I was like, oh yeah, what is up YouTube? I don't do that anymore. It sometimes is, I almost like the idea of it, is sort of using it as a Scorpion. It can definitely happen. So I don't know, I want to get rid of it, but at the same time, I feel like I can sort of use it somehow still. So that's staying in the bag at the moment. I guess we'll jump into one of my more expensive lenses, and this is the creme de la creme. This is my 70-200 Sony lens. It is ridiculous. I have taken some of my favorite shots this season, such as this thing is crucial for me, especially when you want to get really close to a rider, but you obviously don't want to be in that hot zone of where you can get hit. Luckily for me, I haven't been hit while filming yet. I've definitely run into people while follow camming them. But yeah, this guy here is honestly such a cracking lens. It is just so crisp. It obviously has autofocus as well. But we've obviously the option to do manual focus, so that's there. This guy here, you would not believe how much this guy gets used. No, I don't clean my sphincter with this. This is my lens cleaner, my camera cleaner. Using a mirrorless camera like the Sony A7 III, it gets dirty. It gets dirty quite a lot. So this guy, before I usually use my camera, I give it a couple, and then I'm pretty good to go. some old water-resistant adhesive tape. Once again, another necessity for my bag. This helps me. It's one of the main things I use when I do the whole. I'll talk about it later, but the whole Karma grip with the monopod. It is also currently taping the GoPro up here to my light fitting, so you guys get a bird's eye view of my bag as I cut between shots. So literally comes in handy a lot of the time, especially when you are filming with snowboarders. Crashes happen, injuries happen. It's always good to have some strapping tape. for actual medical reasons as well. So it's always in my bag. I've got the old GoPro head strap. You know, there might be some days where I just want to ride and I still want to get footy and I don't take my bag out, so chuck the old head strap on, turn into the magical unicorn on the ski slopes, and yeah, still be able to grab that footage. So yeah, always in my bag, always having a good time with the old head strap. Another thing that actually doesn't live in my bag too much anymore, but I really hope it gets a lot more use over the summer, is the DJI Mavic Pro. I know it is obviously out of date now, seeing as there is a lot more Mavics in the market. I'd like to say I will use it more. Letdowns have always been that you do need to have cellular service for the drone to work. There's a lot of dead spots here in Canada, and it's obviously a lot of national parks as well. So flying drones is obviously illegal in national parks unless you have a permit. I'm not going to go jump through hoops to do that. See, if there's a drone, there's a remote, and I'd usually carry 2 charged batteries as well because they don't last that long. Into the second, probably most used thing beside the camera that I'm filming on, and this will be the GoPro Karma. Now, this is the first edition Karma. I got this how old am I? 25. I got this like, yeah, 4 years ago, and it has been nothing but excellent. Obviously, I am filming with the GoPro Hero 7 up the top there. The GoPro Hero 7 is meant to be the Karma killer. You can go watch my other video that I did about that. Feels weird to say that, but yeah, you can, about me comparing them. But yeah, this thing is my go-to guy every day of the week. I do have a stabilizer for the A7 III. I have yet to use it on the snow because I just can't see the reason for me having to grab it out instead of using this because of just how easy it is. There's a couple zips here actually, sorry. And this is usually where I keep my ND filter. These guys are great. Sunglasses for your lens allow you to draw up that shutter speed so you can get that cinematic looking footage. Last but not least, which is my ProMaster monopod pole. This thing has literally changed the follow cam game for me dramatically. I have an adapter. I have this little GoPro mount here, which screws onto the top of this guy, like so. And then, you know, you slam the old Karma grip onto this, and my tape, the magical tape, will strap this together just to minimize the amount of movement. And there you go, you're following people like no tomorrow. Best thing about this, which beats every other GoPro pole out there, here, that is well and truly long enough for you to be able to get yourself and the Karma grip a lot closer to the person. And it just makes, you know, getting that real close up nice footage of the rider or whatever it is really easy. Alright, jump in and start talking about the Sony A7 and show you that. I guess I should better talk about these guys. Obviously the GoPro Hero 7, ridiculous camera. Yeah, if you want to listen to me talk about how great this thing is, like I said, I do a review of these 3 exact GoPros. Probably don't know how to do one of those. I'll leave a link in the top corner thing, but I'll put a link down in the description, I guess, if you want to go look at it. Really, this is probably not a bad time to put my 2 cents in about how much I fucking hate this thing. Hate's a very strong word. We have a very love-hate relationship. The GoPro Hero 7 has come out, and I don't know if you guys know anything about cameras. It's like I said before, the gimbal killer. It's only the gimbal killer when it wants to be the gimbal killer. This thing refuses to use inbuilt stabilization when it's too cold. I've heard from friends that it refuses to use the inbuilt stabilization when it's too hot. The updates that they've given out haven't been the best. On numerous powder days throughout the big white season where I want to enjoy the powder, my go-to setup would be having this in my pocket, standard GoPro extension pole that fits nicely into, you know, a jacket, which is pretty handy. But yeah. And the amount of times I get to the bottom of a run and the video will be frozen, and then I'd, you know, do the old take the battery out, chuck it back in, etc., etc. And yeah, it would just say that it is too cold for inbuilt stabilization. But yeah, I guess the last thing to talk about in this camera bag, or what's in my camera bag, or my geared list, would be the big dog, the mighty Rode mic that I've broken and fixed with that wonderful tape. I'm telling you, that tape is the greatest thing you can invest in. But no, it's just a shitty Rode mic. I probably should upgrade to one of the better mics, but whatever, should be right. No, the Sony A7 III, it is obviously not exactly the cheapest camera, but it has been the best investment I've ever made. Seeing obviously right now has this stock standard 28-70 on there, which is my go-to for portraits and stuff like that. This guy has sort of changed my way of filming a little bit lately. I have decided to get a bit more closer into the features and do some different style of shooting. But yeah, this lens is just as great. Stock, you know, the stock lenses are usually quite good for what they are and what you pay for. Especially seeing as, yeah, the body and then the Sony lenses are extremely expensive. Focus is ridiculous. Very rarely do I ever miss a shot because the focus wasn't quick enough. It has ridiculous focus speed. It does have the steady shot inside as well. Not exactly the biggest tech guy when it comes to like, oh yeah, this thing can do this and this and this. I know this thing, if I press this button, man, it's gonna take some pretty dope shots and that's all I care about. But yeah, so that's pretty much what is in my camera bag.